Welcome to Gainesville, a seaside town with sun, sea, sand, and places to shop until you drop. This place, it seems to be having an effect on its residents' waistlines. As its newest tenant, will you feed? Or will you be fed? Or maybe a bit of both. It's time to indulge in Feed My Affection. Feed My Affection is a weight gain themed dating simulator created by TonBelly, who you may know from their absolutely phenomenal artwork. Make sure to check out their links in the description because they're one of my favourite artists. The sheer detail that they draw squish is frankly immaculate. They describe Feed My Affection as a BBW dating sim / visual novel / RPG, and that's definitely accurate as from what I played, it definitely doesn't fit in one single defined box. It's still very early in development, but from what it appears to be setting up, this could end up being one of the more in-depth dating experiences our community has produced. The game is full to bursting with unique and interesting characters that you can meet. Not all are dateable, but they're still fun to meet and interact with. In my time playing, I had a lot of time with Ellie, Leilani, and a mystery character who takes some time to reveal. There were definitely a few characters that I could have taken it further with, but didn't, either due to me messing up dialogue or just generally being scared of being murdered. Person we meet was Leilani, who I found hanging out on the beach, and by hanging out I mean she was letting it all hang out, so we'll make sure to cover it up before the community guidelines assassins come a noggin. There we go. My channel gets to live another day, or long enough for something else in this video to get me hit with a strike, because a grain of sand looked like a side boob or something. Anyway, so it turns out Leilani is an old friend from school who we didn't really recognise because she's all grown up and, well, out. Either the main character suffers from facial blindness, or they have their eyes concentrated on, let's say, other things. We'll just say they have the sun in their eyes. We explained to her that we just moved here, and it turns out she moved here not too long ago as well. She was bored of our old, rainy hometown, and Gainesville had all the sun, sea, sand, and supersizing food options you could ask for. Turns out, with the catering industry booming down there, she wanted to get into it. You know what they say, you can never trust a skinny chef, and Leilani is looking very trustworthy. We take to the shade and the conversation moves to the effects of her indulgence and how she's actually kind of into it. Even if our dialogue is slightly disparaging, if Leilani wants a big belly and thunder thighs, we're going to make sure Leilani gets a big belly and thunder thighs. She's an absolutely adorable cinnamon roll, and she deserves her fully thickened dreams to come true. It's clear she has a gelatinous goddess version of herself in mind. Thankfully we come around to the idea and we're even assigned the role of priest. A goddess to worship and a job in the corporate clergy. Score! Not only that, but we also managed to bag ourselves a date at Doughy Delights with her the next day at noon. We somehow didn't mess up with her. There's still more on the beach to explore, and the food stand is a perfect place to finish up our day at the beach. There's only one snack we can obtain though, and that's a slender-looking woman called Ellie. Being the queen of Riz that I am, I would love to out and compliment her hair. Nothing ignites those sapphic sparkles more than appreciating a girl's barnet. Try on the girl you're crashing on, unless she's bold, in which case just sensually polish her cute little cue ball. Ellie notices that we have an enjoyment of food, but she totally isn't insinuating anything by, and invites us out to a new buffet that recently opened in town. How does she know we have an enjoyment of food? Well, it might be because I made breakfast this morning and it made me over 500 pounds. If only every breakfast was that fanning, then I'd remember to eat it every day. Calorie bombs aside, she tells us to meet her at the Big Bertha's at 6 tomorrow. That's 2 dates in one day. One with the feeder, one with the feedee. It's like we're living the dual-wielding fetus polyamorous dream. She gives us her number and we part ways. Not as much conversation to be had here, but I guess we can't have gone to school with everyone in Gainesville. But I'm definitely looking forward to getting to know Ellie at the all-you-can-eat buffet. It's nice to have a romance option that fattens you. As a feedee, it's nice to be seen. I mean, we're becoming constantly more visible as we expand, but you know what I mean. As we explore the town further, we meet a girl on the street who's talking loudly on the phone. Apparently she's getting fat, and her father isn't best pleased as the person footing the bill for a new wardrobe and clothes. She's clearly very spoiled, and takes her attempt at offering her help as an insult to her pride. Now, full disclosure, I may have accidentally on purpose done goof with her intentionally, because I don't vibe with those spoiled rich girl vibes. And as a result, I missed out on a whole part of the game by going on dates with her. I don't even know her name. Turns out it's, let me see. Oh, it's Paige. Her name's Paige. Only that. Who knows, maybe she has a similar character arc to Hayley from Stardew Valley, where she starts off like a turbo bitch, but softens over time, along with her waistline. Maybe. I'll let you discover that. I've got bigger, fatter fish to fry. After the joyous and wondrous meeting with Paige, we head home and pass the time until the evening. That's when the pizza shop opens, which is the last thing we have to check out for the day. As the evening rolls in, we walk into the pizza shop, and we met with a big, handsome hunk of a man, Bob. He's stern, he knows what he wants, and most of all, he knows all about cunnilingus. Although I think he might have a bit of a Bert and Ernie thing going on with Jack in the back. We actually need a job to get by in Gainesville, and Bob was the man to give it to us. Although not without some hesitation due to our lack of motorised transport. Thankfully, Bob's chef/boy toy Jack gives him the nudge he needs to give us gainful employment. Not only is this a good way to make some money, but we get to meet some of the other residents of Gainesville, like Pat Britt, Thursday Adams, who may or may not murder you, Little Miss Stretch Marks, and a super secret character who we'll meet properly later. After delivering all the pizzas on time, old Bobby pays us at the behest of Jack, and our time is rewarded. I found that in this version of the demo, which is the 0.28 version, the pizza runs are the best place to continue things along after our upcoming dates, so we'll come back to this in a bit. So the next day, we wake up and head outside to be met with a character I probably can't show you because I can't afford to get another community guideline strike. Her name is Autumn, and if you're familiar with TonBelly's work, you'll also be familiar with her. She's a super adorable redhead with cute freckles and a nose ring. Definitely my favourite TonBelly OC, so it was fun to see her here. I might see if I can host a version of my playthrough somewhere where I don't have to cut her out, but she's in the game as is your neighbour, so make sure to say hi. Oh, speaking of OCs, Wanda is also here, but we've already met her while delivering pizza. I believe she also works at the fast food place, and she's a dateable character, but I didn't manage to do any of that in my time playing. After our very not safe for work interaction with Autumn, we're off to meet Leilani for our date at Doughy Delights. I could definitely take some design pointers from this place. Like, dang, the vibes are impeccable. The neon, the extra wide boots, the stylish lighting. I need to up my game. And, well, speaking of impeccable, Leilani is looking immaculate and adorable as always. Perhaps the only person in existence who could pull off a mustard turtleneck. Well, if I'm lucky, I'll be pulling off a mustard turtleneck later on. With how surprisingly forward she is, that's looking very likely. For someone who looks like such a precious cinnamon roll, she really does have a flirty streak, telling us how good she is at guidance and instruction, letting us know how doughy the Doughy Delights is making people, her included. Either it's the height of summer in Gainesville or she's getting me all hot and bothered. We have a nice date where we talk about the town, what we've been up to, have some very feedy discussions on food. I can feel a mutual gain in relationship brewing here. We both finish our huge orders and admire each other's appetites, and plan our next date, which might be out of fun there. Leilani is easily becoming one of my favourite characters in Feed My Affection. I love how precious she is, but she's got that layer of mischief to her which makes her so endearing. Later on in the day was our date with Ellie at Big Bertha's. Not gonna lie, I'm vibing with this exterior. We stan a fellow fatty food establishment. It's giving Aunt Gwen's diner, with less of a chance of being destroyed and murdered by a multiversal variant of herself sent by... Also, it's all you can eat, which is cool. All the best buffets are. I mean, if a buffet isn't all you can eat, then what's the point? Can we take a moment to appreciate the burger signals over here? This game will have its own burger-themed vigilante. Some form of burger person that stalks the night serving the criminals of Gainesville justice with or without pickles. The version of Robin be themed around fries. I have so many questions. So Ellie meets us outside, probably eager to see what it looks like when I can fit through the doorway before she makes me too huge to fit back through it. The restaurant is full of the delicious scents and sights for a decent buffet, with all the food you could ever want. Honestly, I got hungry just reading the description. Being the ever-helpful feeder, she offers to go get our food for us. Isn't that nice? I wish I had someone to do that for me. The one bad thing about the buffets is waddling back to your table with a plate full of food. You're not only burning valuable calories, but you're also risking nudging people and knocking things over with your expansive dimensions. Especially here in the UK, tables in buffets are so disgustingly close together, and my biggest fear is sending someone's Diet Coke across the room with my arse accidentally, and eating me like a buffet spoils courier. Ellie brings us back a variety, and we met with a minigame. I don't know if there's a strategy to this. I just did what I usually do at a buffet and pile everything mindlessly into my mouth. It worked for the most part. Well, until we reached desserts. My appetite bar got utterly rinsed after the first 4 plates, and we had to take a quick detour to the toilets. I'm sure if it's scripted or I'm better at buffet stuffing in real life than I am in game. Either way, her encouragement the whole time was a whole vibe I appreciated. Nothing makes the stuffing more fun than being gently encouraged to eat more, with little pet names thrown in. Perfection. We waddle after Ellie, who takes us home from the buffet because we're too big and full to manage ourselves. This is our first date where we actually got to take them home. I guess she took us home. As we grab her a coffee, our mind begins to wonder what she'd look like if she packed on some pounds herself. She seems to make an active effort to keep herself slim. Perhaps she has a thing for contrast. We even have a delightful little image of what could happen, but I can't show you it because YouTube would take me out back and turn me into a statistic. We're given the option to add some weight gain powder to the coffee, which is certainly a thing. As someone who's used weight gain powder for fattening purposes, you're gonna notice that in your coffee. You can't stealthily apply that to a drink. Also, as someone who strongly believes you shouldn't fatten someone up unless they expressly request you to do so without prior consent, I ain't about that stealth feeder life. I highly encourage any feeders to also do the same. If someone doesn't want to get fat, don't make them. Don't do it behind their back. Find yourself someone who actually wants it. But regardless, this is a funny little video game where nothing is that serious. And it's all for giggles and to keep your fun time arm strong. I choose to not put anything in because my coffee is clearly too legendary to require further ingredients. But we throw some weight gain powder in our own because we're an absolute mutant with an immunity to weird textures and tastes. We sit down and she offers some pills, but not the kind of pills you're thinking. Although an egg-eat rave scene would definitely be a change of pace. These are the pills that help you be able to eat more. We put one in our coffee and the other in our pocket. It might be used for later. She returns with some cookies as the feeding begins. You can probably guess what being fed cookies is like, so I won't bore you with the details. You can play it yourself. We don't eat as much as she wants, as we only took one pill, but we shrug that off and make our excuses. All in all, she seems happy. Successful day complete. Now with Ellie and Leilani successfully dated and the bag successfully fumbled with Paige, that's all the main dateable options. Now you're probably saying to yourself, Gwen, that's everyone. It's about time to wrap up the video. Tell everyone to like and subscribe, follow all the socials and leave their back door open so you can sneak in and empty their fridge. Usually, you'd be almost disgustingly right. But there's one character in the game we haven't met yet that I spent a lot of time trying to meet in the demo. This character takes a bit of effort to get to and my curiosity took control. If you remember, we got a job delivering pizzas. I mean, you should remember it was only a couple of minutes ago. Wake up. But on that job, we met a few people. We met Padbrit, Pinkie Pie, Wanda, Thursday Adams, and that super secret character I also mentioned earlier. Now, Thursday Adams, not her actual name by the way. You can take things further with her, and in my time recording, I did, out of curiosity. But that goes places I cannot show on YouTube. So you play the game to find out for yourself. The person at the end of the first deliveries is the one we're trying to meet. Don't worry, I'm not going to go through each delivery session in detail because I realise this video is overly long as it is. So we're sent to deliver pizza to this person who we never see directly. We're always instructed to just leave us somewhere in a certain place in the house. I was given the option a few times to be a bit naughty and try and peek and whatnot. But I did what I would do in that situation and just minded my own damn business. Eventually you catch a glimpse of her from the back and it's evident that she's definitely one of Gainesville's heftier residents and that she's some kind of mukbang content creator. After delivering the pizza, we check her out online when we get home. We log into our computer with the only correct password to have. TonBelly is the best and look up the mystery mukbanger and there she is in all her supersized glory. Also, I wish my comment section was this civil and coherent. Comment something civil and coherent down below if you're a wonderful and amazing individual. If you're not, just don't. Save me the bother, just don't say anything. Anyway, back to our enormous amorous obsession. With our newly found knowledge, we go out to deliver pizza and as usual, there's an order for our favourite mukbang star. But this time, we're kind of shoehorned into making an appearance in front of her, but this time it's fine because it's meant to happen. We're outside her door with her order of 2 pepperoni, 2 Hawaiian, 1 veggie volcano, all extra large, potato wedges, chicken wings, garlic pizza bread, and a giant cookie. Damn, now I'm hungry. When it turns out she needs our help, after verifying we are who we say we are, she tells us to come in. We open the door and are greeted by a whole scenario that is most definitely not safe for work. I would get my channel nuked into the ground if I showed you it. To even describe it to you would be against community guidelines. It's spicy. Extra large veggie volcano pizza spicy. Also, I don't want to spoil too much about this character because I think she's meant to be like a secret and tucked away character, and she's not the most obvious one to have access to. All I can say is that her name is Becca, and she's really sweet and actually has some backstory to her. I look forward to getting to know her more in the full game. Not even from like a lewd feedism standpoint. My maternal instincts kick in with her, like I want to make sure she's cared for and safe.
Oh, look at the little baby. And now look at the big baby. Wow.
I seem to have a certain affinity for characters named Becca. I know, I blue-balled you a bit with Becca, but honestly, I'm very restricted to what I can show you on here. I highly encourage you to get the demo for yourself, so you can see her in all her barely mobile glory. With that, that's all the people I got to spend any amount of extensive time with. I always definitely miss some because, you know, I lack the riz, but I'm definitely excited for the full game if this demo is anything to go by. Having such choice, accompanied by an uncannily realistic art style, is a combination for an absolute treat of the game. No word on when the full release is, but keep an eye on TonBelly's DeviantArt, Twitter and Patreon for updates. No doubt with the amount of time it took to make this video, there's probably a handful of updates that came out, making this video out of date. I know, it's been like a month or so, I'm sorry. I plan on putting uncensored playthroughs and clips on maybe Patreon or some other place when I reopen it soon, as this whole game is too spicy to show in its entirety without me spending another month censoring everything and you little barely get to see any of the juicy bits. I'll keep you posted when that's open. In the meantime, make sure you play the demo, support TonBelly, and I definitely kept you around for too long, so make sure to like, subscribe, comment something civil and nice below, ring the bell so you know when videos come out. You know, all that stuff, all the typical YouTuber nonsense. So yeah, do that. It probably make me faster or something if you need incentive. Anyway, that's enough from me. Bye. Kinda lingers.